and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Charmaine, and today it's book club review day for the Page Turners Book Club. It's Monday. How you guys doing today? How's your week been so far? How was your July? Gotta tell you guys, that was a rough one for me. That's okay. It's like August in 2 days. It's gotta be better. We'll talk about that in another video though. Okay, so today we are doing the review for Mr. Mercedes, which was our book club for July. I have the questions here on my other phone, so I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to answer them while I talk to you guys. And please go and make sure that you check out Taylor's video as well. She obviously does book club with me. She's my co-partner in this. We hang out together. She actually found this really cool site to do book club questions, so we got some like really cool questions here. So I'm super pumped about that. I got to put on a little lip chat because I didn't do that beforehand. And I get a little dry lips while I'm chatting. Okay, so getting right into it. Number one is, in Mr. Mercedes, Bill Hodges initially dismisses Trelawney due to her quirks and later regrets it deeply. Should Hodges have been more open-minded from the start, or is it understandable why he made assumptions he did, given his expertise as a detective? So I'm pretty sure that Trelawney was his neighbor, and I think that she was like trying to get into a relationship with him, maybe, but not really. Like, I think maybe she was trying to be like kind of friends. Maybe they could date, but maybe they wouldn't, just because like they're both retired, they're both older, like they don't have family coming to visit them all the time. I'm pretty sure that that's who she was. I'm going to tell you guys, I read this at the beginning of July, and I'm now filming it on the 28th of July. And as you guys know, my memory only lasts for about half a tic-tac. So, like, it's true. So, I think that's who she was. I think that he should have been more open-minded, but like, I mean, maybe it would have been like a relationship of convenience, but I think like it's hard also because like if they're kind of friends and then they do get into the relationship and then it doesn't work out and they're neighbors, like that's not so great. I also think that he's like kind of just suspicious about everybody because of being a detective, that kind of thing. Number two is, Brady Hartsfield seems to be both a product of nature and nurture, but he still makes the conscious choices to do harm. Do you think more blame should be placed on his upbringing or his own decisions? Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys, I was listening to this book because I listened to it via audio, and I texted Taylor and I was like, dude, because there was so many like racial things, there was incest things, and it's like all in his like inner monologue kind of thing. So I did like the book, I'm gonna say that, at the end. By the time I reached the end, I did like it. But like, I was like chapter 40 maybe, because there's like 158 chapters, whatever. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this. Because the racist chat and like the incest chat that Brady had going through his mind was so much for me that when I was like, I sent Taylor like voice messages where you like hold it down and then you like voice text each other. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna make it through this. Like, because I don't handle like stuff like that well. Either the racism or the incest kind of thing. I don't handle either one of those well. And it was like a lot. Because it's like his inner monologue, and he's obviously not the best mentally, I'll say. You know, considering that he took like a Mercedes truck or car and drove it into a whole bunch of people and killed them. He's like not doing the greatest mentally. But yeah, it was, the book was a little traumatic. So for that Brady question, I'm going to go with, I think it was a bit of both. I do think, because like when he's like reliving like his past in his mind, it's definitely like, because he had feelings for his mom that were inappropriate from like when he was a little kid. That's all I got to say about that. I can't talk about that more. I freaked myself out. Okay. I gotta bring it back in. So like, I definitely think it was a lot of the mental stuff with him. So I think maybe it was both nature and nurture. There was obviously some stuff off about his mother as well. So, but I definitely think it was his own decision. Like, I'm like rereading the question like 3 times while I'm talking about this. It was hard to read that part, you guys. Like, that was not for me, okay? So, again, I liked the book. At the end, like, I gave it 4 stars. It was fantastic. It was a really, really good book. If I never had to be in Brady's mind again, I would be pretty happy with that. So, yeah. That's, it was definitely his own choice. It was also like he had a bad upbringing, 100%, but it was his own choice. Okay, number 3 is Bill Hodges' retirement is muddled with feelings of unfinished business. Do you agree he needed to resolve the Mercedes case to find peace, or could he have moved on without that closure? No, I think for him he needed to I don't know if he needed to solve it, but I think Brady sending him that letter and kind of like reactivating the Mr. Mercedes case in his mind gave him like a reason to keep going. Like, it gave him a reason to get up in the morning. It gave him a reason to like, kind of get out there, talk to people, kind of like become the person that he was before he retired. Because like a lot of people retire and then they don't have anything to do. And then they just like pass away because they're bored, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I think that gave him like a reason to get up in the morning, and like he starts his own detective agency. By the way, there's spoilers in this video. I'm a little bit late on that, but if you see a review, I'm assuming that you know that there's spoilers. Like, yeah, so I think that it actually, like, he did need it to like be kind of complete in his life. Like, he needed to figure out what happened, maybe that kind of thing. And then it led him to become like his own detective agency, which is cool. Number 4 is Hodges feels a sense of redemption through his developing friendship with Holly. How important do you think it is for people to seek redemption by righting past wrongs, or is it more important to just move forward? I think it maybe depends on like what level of redemption you think that you need to get. Like, for his, I can see his redemption being because like the girl that he was dating ends up like dying, and Holly's her niece. So that way he, like, his friendship with Holly kind of makes it so that he gets like a little bit of closure with that, because he was definitely in love with her and she was in love with him as well, but like they hadn't said that to each other yet. And then he kind of like takes Holly underneath his wing and then kind of shows her, because like Holly's really secluded, I guess. I don't know. Her parents are very overprotective and they like don't let her do stuff, but she's 40. So she should be able to like have her own house and like all of this kind of stuff. But she also has some like mental health issues. So they're trying to take care of her, but they're like smothering her. Like, it's too much. They're overcompensating kind of thing. So I think with him coming along and like giving Holly that also her own life, kind of like he's helping her figure out who she is, what she can do, how smart she is, like all of this kind of thing. Cause she's like a super cool hacker. She can do like a whole bunch of stuff on the computer, stuff like that. So this is all stuff that she can do, and nobody knows it because she's all just like secluded and like kept separate and like coddled and bubble roomed kind of things. So I think that way he gets redemption because he kind of helps her be like her own person, and he becomes friends with her as well. And then she's going to help him in the detective agency. I think, but that's kind of how it's leading. Number 5 is the Grey Lady symbolizes both closure and unfinished business in the story. Do you believe physical reminders of the past, like the car, help or hinder people in dealing with unresolved issues? So the Grey Lady is actually the Mercedes that drove into the people. That Brady drove into the people at the beginning of the book and kills people. The person who actually owns the Mercedes had it fixed up and then she kept it, which is understandable because, I mean, like, she didn't drive it into the people. I know, like, in the story, they talk about how, like, a lot of people blame her and they say it's her fault, and obviously she left her keys in the car or something happened, and how did he get into the car and steal the car, and, like, why would you keep the car? You should wreck the car. But, I mean, it is her car. Like, she should be able to do whatever she wants with it. She didn't drive it into the people. I don't know if it symbolizes closure and unfinished business so much, but I think so because Holly starts driving it because, like she says, like, it's a good car. It still works. It's not the car's fault that it drove into people. Like, the car is not its own entity that decided to do this itself. It's not like Maximum Overdrive. I think that's the one that he had where Stephen King had where it, like, the car actually like came alive and started driving people over. Maybe he has like a lot of cars in his books. Does anybody read a lot of Stephen King? Let me know out there. Does he have like a lot of car symbolisms in his books? Because, like, I mean, just that one like threw into another one that I'm thinking about right now. But now I'm like, does he just write about cars killing people? Like, I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. I'm just saying. But I think sometimes, depending on what it is, the object can help you close with, or help with closure. I think for sure it can, actually. Like, you know, you hear a lot of people when they pass away, they're gonna leave, like, say, their watch to their daughter or something like that. And then, or the earrings or something like that. And then she gets the earrings and she's like, oh, these were my mom's. You know, that kind of thing. So that I understand. Yeah, totally. It does help with unresolved issues. This is number 6, is the restored Mercedes plays a big role in the story. Should Olivia have demolished the car to move on from her past trauma, or did restoring it give her a sense of control and redemption? What do you think? I think it's the second one. I think it gave her a sense of control and redemption for sure. She wasn't the person who was driving the car. Again, like I said, the car is just an object. It didn't magically come alive and do this. Like, Brady just happened to luck out with some weird key thing that opened up her car, and then he stole it and took it. Like, that's it. It was luck. And bad luck. I mean, it's terrible luck, obviously. But it's just the way that it went. It's not her fault that it happened. She didn't cause this accident. And having that car, because, like, a lot of the town blames her. Like, they send her threatening emails. Like, they should tell her that she should unalive herself. They blame her for it. But, like, she didn't have anything to do with it other than the fact that she owned the car. That's it. She didn't do anything to do with this. So for her, I think keeping it gave her a sense of, like, I did not do this. I know that my car was involved, but I didn't drive it. That kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. So I think it was more of a sense of control and redemption. And yeah. And also she should keep it, totally. Number 2. I mean, like, number 2. That's number 7. I have them in weird numbers, so like, this is not helping me. Number 7. I mean, I could see a lot of people being like, why would you keep the car? That's terrible. That I could see as well. But for her and her mental state, I think that keeping it was a good idea for her. Okay, so number 7 is Holly takes up the happy slapper in a key moment. The happy slapper is a gun. And how does her act of taking this weapon signal a change in her character? Wow. A shift in her character. Do you believe this change was necessary for her personal growth? So she becomes more self-assured, more in control of her own thoughts, her own life, more like self-aware. It's like it pulls her out of like the mental disability blocks kind of things that she has, the mental health kind of things. Like, it makes her more, what's that word? It's like more, you know, confident. That's it. Apparently this is the physical motion for confident, but it makes her more confident. So she's like more aware of that she can actually do stuff, and she doesn't have to rely on her parents, and her parents keeping her in like the little bubble room isn't helping her. Like, it gives her more confidence. It makes her become more in control of her own life, more self-control. It also makes her like more aware of just like everything kind of around her. They made like, there's a whole entire book about Holly. I think Kim was telling me that there's like, I think there's 3 books in Mr. Mercedes, and then I think it's a Holly book, like, so it's just about her. But I mean, it's like, she's part of the detective agency, I think, is what it is. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't read the other ones. But I think it was definitely necessary for her personal growth. I mean, like, scary, yeah, for sure, but definitely necessary. And number 8 is, this is like the last question, but I have one after this that I'm going to do. I did mention it to Taylor, but I don't know if she's going to do it in her video. Number 8 is, if you were in Hodge's shoes, would you have kept the gun by your side post-retirement or chosen something else to represent a new start? So I think for him, because like at the beginning of the book, it's talking a lot about how he's holding the gun to his head and like deciding if he should stay or go, that kind of thing. And then when Brady sends him the letter about Mr. Mercedes and like, I'm Mr. Mercedes, you're never gonna find me, ha ha ha. Then that makes him like come alive, and then he like starts like hunting Mr. Mercedes. He starts talking to like his old buddies at the cop shop, like all of that kind of thing. So honestly, that kind of like kicked him into like paying attention to his life kind of thing. So, but I think that he has it with him all the time, because at the beginning of the book, he's deciding if he's gonna stay or go. That's what it is. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess, because he was a cop for, like, his entire life. So, I mean, like, he's probably just used to carrying one. You know? That kind of thing. Like, I would just assume that, like, cops are used to carrying one all the time, because they do it all the time. So, it kind of makes sense that he would just have it with him, like, almost like a security blanket kind of thing in a deadly weapon form. you know, like, I mean, there's some in Canada, but we're not like intensely pro-gun up here, so like it's slightly different. It's kind of creepy to me, but yeah, so I think for him it's kind of like a security blanket, safety kind of blanket kind of thing. But then when he actually is like on the case, it makes sense that he wants to have it with him just in case something happens. Like, you don't know if something's going to happen and he's going to need it, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the questions. Now, my last question is, I did mention this to Taylor, but she didn't mention it in the video because I just watched her video of the questions, which I'm sorry I missed a couple of Mondays, you guys. July. The last one I was going to say was, did you enjoy the book? What did you think of the book? Because normally we do casting the characters, but there's actually a TV show for this. It's on Disney Plus, if you guys want to watch it. I think my boyfriend and I watched about like 4 episodes. It's really similar to the book. And there's 3 seasons. So in my mind, I'm like, season 1 is probably Mr. Mercedes book 1, and then season 2 would be book 2, season 3 would be book 3, that kind of thing. So it is really, really close to the book so far. I'm enjoying it more than the book, though, because there's no internal monologue in Brady's head, so I'm not having to hear all of that, you know, yucky talk. I don't know how else to say it. I did like the book. Like I said at the beginning, about 40 chapters in, I was like, this isn't for me. I don't think I can do it, because in Brady's mind, he was saying a lot of racist stuff, like badly racist stuff, and my brain was just like, I cannot listen to this. This is so bad, because like I don't say stuff like that, I don't think stuff like that, so that was really, really hard for me. And the incest stuff was also not good, like like, not for me. So yeah, that the beginning of the book was a little bit hard, but about halfway through, like, and Brady was still talking like this in his mind the entire time, but my brain kind of just like started ignoring that part. Like, I don't even know if it was ignoring it, but when that part was happening, like I was listening to what he was saying, but it didn't affect me as much, maybe, is what it was. Because at the beginning of the book, I was like, oh, okay, like this is not good. But by the like the middle, closer to the end, I was getting okay with it. And at the end of the book, I did give it 4 stars. I thought it was awesome. It turned into a like, who did it kind of thing, even though you know who did it, like kind of cat and mouse game. And there was so many, I don't even know if they were like, I wouldn't classify it as a twist and a turn, maybe, but there was so many unexpected things that happened in the book that I was shocked. So maybe it was kind of like a twist and turn. Like, I did not think that his car was going to blow up, and like the guy accidentally kills his mom, like Brady accidentally kills his mom because he's going to kill Hodge's puppy. So, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm happy that it went the way that it did. That sounds so bad to say, but like, don't hurt the puppy. So, you know, that kind of thing. Like, I did end up really, really enjoying the book. It turned out really, really good. I actually think I'm going to end up reading the second one. I do. I'm figuring Brady's not going to be in the second one, so the mindset there probably won't be as vulgar for me. Like, the bad mindset, maybe it will be. I don't know who, like, the second villain is, like, right? It could be bad. But I'm thinking in my mind that it'll probably be easier to read the second one, so I think I'm going to end up trying to borrow that from the library. I got a library card, yo! So, boyfriend and I have been to the library, like, 5 times. In, like, 2 weeks. I love it. Okay. Yeah, anyways, please let me know if you read the book. Let me know what you guys thought. Make sure that you go over and check out Taylor's video as well. I'm excited to see what she says, because we did not talk about it after I was like, dude, this is intense. So like after that, we did not talk about it. I know that she finished it, and that's about it. Let me know if you have voted on next book. I'm actually going to film a video for the reveal today, so it is too late to vote on that, but hopefully you're going to join us for that one as well. That'll be August's read. Please like this video and check out my description box for other content creators, and make sure that you go over and check out Taylor's video, like I said. And thank you guys so much. Let me know all your thoughts on this book as well, by the way. And thank you guys so much for spending a couple minutes of your day with me today. I really, really appreciate that, and I really, really appreciate you. And I'll see you in my next video. Okay, I'm going to try and start doing these closer to when I actually finish the book. I might have messed a lot of that review up, but I don't think that I did. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye!